Hello everyone, I'm Mrs. Meenakshi Shrigandhi, Assistant Professor from Walchand Institute of Technology, Sholapur. Welcome to the video lecture on functions. Learning outcome. At the end of this session, students will be able to implement programs using functions. What are functions are? When an entire program can be divided into small independent modules and each small module is called as a function. A function is a self-contained block of one or more statements that perform a special task when it is called. So, the advantages of functions are, it improves the code readability. It also shows the flows of execution for small modules which can be managed easily. Let us see the syntax for function definition. So, a function usually starts with the def keyword followed with the name of the function, which is followed by the parenthesis which consists of a number of parameters, which is followed by a colon. And after that, this is the body of the function which consists of number of statements that performs a special task. So a function definition consists of two parts. One is called as the function header, which constitutes the def keyword followed by the name of the function, then consists of a list of parameters. And the second part of the function definition is the function body, which are the statements which are actually performing some special task. Next comes the function calling. So usually for a function there are two parts, that is called as the function definition and the other part is called as function calling. So let us see the syntax for function calling. So a function calling is actually written outside the function definition, which consists of the name of the function and which is followed by the number of parameters. If the function definition accepts any number of parameters, then the parameters are passed from here. Otherwise, the parameter list will be empty. Parameters and the arguments in a function. Parameters are used to give inputs to a function. They are specified with a pair of parentheses in the function definition. When a programmer calls a function, the values are also passed to the function. While parameters are defined by names that appear in the function definition, arguments are values which actually are passed to a function when it is called. Thus, parameters define what type of arguments a function can accept. Let us see in this video about the positional argument. All the basics of the functions are already covered in my first video. So in this video, we will be seeing some positional arguments, keyword arguments and default values for a function. So let us see what our positional arguments are. If there are multiple arguments in a function, the parameters are assigned by default according to their position. That is, the first argument in the call statement is assigned to the first parameter listed in the function definition. Similarly, the second argument in the call statement is assigned to the second parameter listed in the function definition, and so on. This style of matching up arguments and parameter is called as positional argument style or positional parameter style. So, in this, let us see an example using positional arguments in function. This program actually illustrates how we are using positional arguments in a function. So, here we are using a function which is named as display. So, here we are using the def keyword followed by the name of the function, and in the parameter list there are two parameters, those are name and age, which is followed by a colon. So, this is a function definition. The body of the function definition is having a print statement which is printing the name and the age. Outside the function definition, we are calling the function which is nothing but the display function by passing two parameters to it. The first parameter we are passing is a string that is called as John, and the second parameter we are passing is 25, which is an integer argument. So John is collected in name and 25 is collected in age. So based on the position, the argument is assigned to that parameter. So the first argument is assigned to the parameter named as name, and the second argument 25 is assigned based on the position to the second argument, that is age. So the function is called again. Here 40 is passed as the first parameter and robot, which is a string, which is passed as the second parameter. So based on the position, 40 will be assigned to name and robot will be assigned to age based on the position. So accordingly, the output of the program for the two function call will be in this way. For the first function call, John is assigned to name, so name is equal to John, and 25 is assigned to age, so age is equal to 25. For the second function call, 40 is assigned to name, whereas robot is assigned to age. That's why for the second function call, the output will be name is equal to 40 and age is equal to robot. Let us see one more example using positional arguments in function. Now here we are using the same function again, which is called as display, which again contains two parameters, that is name and age. And here we are doing the same task again, that is printing of name and age. But here when we are calling the display function, here we are only passing one parameter. So the first parameter will be assigned to the first argument, that is name. But we can see that the second parameter is not assigned with any value. So this will not work. So we'll be getting an output which is an error. So while we are calling any function, we should make sure that the number of arguments are matching with the number of parameters which are there in the function definition. Otherwise, we'll be getting an error. Let us see what our keyword arguments are. An alternative to positional argument is nothing but a keyword argument. If a programmer knows the parameter name which is used within the function, then they can explicitly use the parameter name while calling the function. A programmer can pass a keyword argument to a function by using its corresponding parameter name rather than its position. This can be done by simply typing the parameter name equal to value in the function call. So to explain this, we'll be seeing one example here, which is using keyword arguments in function. So let us see that. Here again the same function is there. We have defined it. The name of the function is display. It accepts two parameters, that is name and age. And it again does the same task, that it is only printing the name and age which are collected in name and age parameters. Now when I am calling the function, then I am using the keyword arguments over here. Now how to use the keyword argument? We can use the name of the argument which is there in the function definition. So here we are assigning age equal to 25. So irrespective of the position, here we are passing the value 25 to age. So here it is not necessary that age should be at the same position. Only it will search where age is there, and accordingly this value 25 will be collected in age. And name, this argument is assigned with John. So the value John will be assigned to the argument which is named as name. So it is irrespective to the position of the argument, we can pass values to that particular argument. So based on this, age will be passed as 25 and name John will be assigned to name. So based on this, the output will be name equal to John, age equal to 25. Let us see what are the precautions we need to take while we are using keyword arguments. So a positional argument cannot follow a keyword argument. Let us see an example to explain this. Consider the function definition. The function is with name display, which is accepting two parameters, that is num1 and num2. If I want to call this function, a programmer can invoke this display function as by calling display 40 num2 equal to 10. Now if you can see, this function call is consisting of two types of arguments. The first type is the positional argument and the second type is the keyword argument. Now as it is already said in this statement that a positional argument cannot follow a keyword argument. So this is all okay, that the function can be invoked correctly without creating any problem. But if you're calling the function definition in this way, where the keyword argument is called first and the positional argument is passed at second place, this will not work. This is because the positional argument cannot follow the keyword argument. So whenever you want to use a positional argument and the keyword arguments, we need to make sure that the positional arguments are used at the beginning and then the keyword arguments are followed with them. The second precaution we need to take is a programmer cannot duplicate an argument by specifying it as both, that is by using a positional argument and by using a keyword argument. To explain this, let us take an example. Consider the function definition display again, which is accepting two parameters, that is num1 and num2. If a programmer want to assign a value to num1, I cannot do this by using both the positional argument as well as the keyword argument. Like 40 is assigned to num1, and by using the keyword argument, here I am trying to assign 40 to num1 again. So by using these two methods, I cannot assign the different values to the same argument. So this cannot be done. So because it has specified multiple values for parameter, this will not work. Let us see parameters with some default values. So parameters within a function definition can have default values. We can provide default values to a parameter by using the assignment operator. To explain this, let us take an example which shows parameter with default values. Here is a function named as greet, which is accepting two parameters. One parameter is name and another parameter is message. But here you can see that this is having some default value which is assigned by using a equal to sign, and some value is assigned to this parameter. So this is a parameter with default value. In the function definition, we are only printing hello, name and message. Now, when the greet function is called, only one of the parameter is passed. So this string John will be assigned to name, as message is already having a default value, so there is no need to pass the second argument. So the output of this program will be hello, the name is John, and message is nothing but welcome to Python programming. So the output will be hello John, welcome to Python programming will be printed. Try to think and answer. Write a program to find the area of circle using parameter with default values. Pause the video for some time and note down the answer in your book. Let us see the program to find the area of circle using parameters with default values. Here we have defined the function called as area circle, which is accepting two parameters, that is pi and radius, which are having default values. By using the formula of area of circle, we have calculated the area of circle by multiplying pi to radius square. And after that, we have printed the value of the radius. And after that, we have printed the area of circle, which is actually stored in the variable called as area. Now, outside the function definition, we have called the area circle. When it is called, you can see that the argument list is empty, as there are default values which are already assigned to this. The pi value will be taken as 3.14 and radius will be taken as 2. So the output of this program will be, it will be 12.56. But when the function area circle is called again, we are passing the radius equal to 5. In this case, the radius equal to 5 will overwrite on radius equal to 2. So at this call, radius value will be taken as 5 and pi will be taken as 3.14, and accordingly the area calculation will be done. And for the second function call, the area of circle is calculated as 78.5. These are my references. Thank you.